in front is kind of the way to go. But it can't be under the square root, because if it's under the square root, it's still a negative. And that's how you do completing the square. What do you think? I think it's easier with the actual physical square. How did that one feel compared to the last one? Not so bad? People online, how are you feeling? Somebody unmute and talk to me, please. Getting a couple thumbs ups. All right, give me a thumbs, let me see your thumbs up if you're like, I'm actually doing okay right now. And if you're not doing okay, then don't give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Now, was somebody just talking?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
What's up, Ayla?
So did you just move the 3 and that's it?
On the very last step?
Yeah.
Yeah, I added 3 to both sides.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to do something a little harder. We're doing, by the way, 4 examples today. So the 4th example will be the prize for the dragon, okay? Okay. Example 3. Make that bigger for you guys. Okay. So example 3, we're going to do something harder. 9x squared minus 6x minus 4 equals 0. All right, I'll tell you this one right now. If you did an X box on this, it wouldn't work. Which normally we would say that means it's unfactorable, and it is. It is unfactorable, but it doesn't mean it's unsolvable. Okay, now, can somebody tell me what's different about this problem compared to the ones we did before?
It has a number in front of the x squared.
It has a number in front of the x squared, so let's get rid of that, huh? Let's get rid of that. Ew. So I'm left with x squared minus, can you reduce it in your head, 6/9? 2/3. Can you reduce the 4/9? Does 4/9 reduce? No, don't think, ooh, I could take a square root of the top and the bottom. That doesn't work, so just 4/9. And 0 divided by 9 is still 0. I guess that looks a little better. All right, now you tell me, what's the first step? What should I do first?
Plus 4/9 on both sides.
Right, get that 4/9 out of the way. So now we've got x squared minus 2/3 x. We'll leave some room and put a positive 4/9 over here. And I know it feels gross because it's fractions, but it's not going to be too bad. I know x squared goes here. Can anyone tell me what these two are going to be?
Negative 1/3.
Good. Negative 1/3 x and negative 1/3 x, because together those make negative 2/3. I'm going to pause for a second and let you catch up. I have a feeling some people are scrambling at home. I don't know if anybody's doing this, but I really hope you're not trying to work on the assignment that's due today. I mean, the assignment's due today by midnight. I'd much rather have you focusing on this lesson right now than being lost again. Okay, on the outside goes an x and an x. What goes out here? Negative 1/3, negative 1/3. And what are we missing? 1/9. Because negative 1/3 times negative 1/3 is positive 1/9. And then positive 1/9 goes right here. All right, next step. x minus 1/3 squared equals 5/9, because remember, this is x minus 1/3, x minus 1/3, two of them makes it squared. All right, now what?
Square root of it.
Square root on both sides. You said that very clearly. X minus 1/3 equals, what do you need if you take a square root? Everybody forgets it. Plus or minus. Now, the square root of 5/9 is actually, you can split it up into the square root of 5 over the square root of 9. That's the same thing as the square root of all of it. Yeah, so it'd be the square root of 5 over 3, because the square root of 9 is just 3. Now what do I need to do?
Plus 1/3 on both sides.
Add 1/3 on both sides. So I end up with x equals 1/3 plus or minus the square root of 5 over 3. I guess you could also put it all in one fraction and say 1 plus or minus the square root of 5 all over 3, since the bottoms are the same. Okay. Questions on that one? People at home, questions? Okay, so now here's the question, and I want everybody to type in the chat at home, so get ready to type. And in here. Do you want to write out some steps on how to do this with me now? Or would you like to just go for the last problem and be done? So the question is, do you want to do number 4 right now, the last one, or do you want to make some steps to write in our notes together? Okay, so should start writing. Everybody in here, steps? Who wants to do steps? 1, 2, 2, okay, and you 3 just want to do example 4? Online, it looks like we're getting let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like the majority of people want steps. So if you don't want steps, you can, just not write them down, I guess. Yes?
Use the restroom.
Sure. All right, completing the square steps. Step 1. If there is a number in front of x squared, what should we do? Divide by it. Next up, you've got to move the term that doesn't have an x to the other side.
Good morning, juniors. Please go down to the C gym at this time for pictures. Any retakes for juniors, head down to the C gym at this time. Thank you.
I also wrote leave some room. Step 3, make a box. How did we decide what goes in the box? How do we decide what goes here and here? Right, and it has to be the same number. So I guess we could just say divided by 2. Take that middle number divided by 2. All right, so take the middle number and divide it by 2. Those are the corners. X squared goes in the top left, which technically it could go in the bottom right, doesn't matter.